A fresh political storm is brewing in Nigeria, and this one could have serious consequences at the very top of government. One of President Bola Tinubu's closest allies, Femi Gbajabiamila, is now at the center of a major controversy involving billions of naira, alleged fake appointments, and accusations that have shaken Abuja. But what happened next is why this story is getting even bigger. The presidency has stepped in, not to investigate publicly, but to defend him. And that defense has only created more questions. Atiku Abubakar's camp is reacting. Lawyers are speaking out, and Nigerians across social media are demanding answers. Because this is no longer just about one allegation. It's now about trust, power, and whether Nigeria's institutions are really secure. The controversy started when a man identified as Aide Matthew made a serious public claim. Matthew said he had been appointed as the Director General of the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. According to him, this was an official government role. But his claims didn't stop there. He alleged that to secure the position, he was asked to pay a staggering amount of money. And not just any amount. He claimed that Femi Gbajabiamila demanded 27.4 billion naira from the agency's supposed takeoff grant. Even more shocking, he alleged that 400 million naira was paid through proxies to make the appointment happen. That claim spread fast. Within hours, it became one of the hottest political discussions in Nigeria. People were stunned, not just because of the amount, but because of who was being accused. Femi Gbajabiamila is no small figure in Nigerian politics. He is the current Chief of Staff to President Bola Tinubu. Before that, he served as Speaker of the House of Representatives. He is one of the most powerful political insiders in the country. So when his name appeared in allegations this serious, attention was guaranteed. But then came the presidency's response, and it changed the direction of the story completely. Presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga issued a statement defending Gbajabiamila. According to him, the entire agency at the center of the allegation does not even exist. Let that sink in. The Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, the agency Matthew claimed to lead, is allegedly fake. The presidency says it is not recognized by the Nigerian government. And if that is true, it changes everything. Because now the question becomes, how can someone claim to be Director General of an agency that doesn't exist? And how did that claim gain any attention at all? According to the presidency, Aide Matthew is not a government official. They described him as an impostor. Even worse, they say he has been under investigation since October 2025. The accusations against him are heavy: forgery, impersonation, fraud. The presidency claims he allegedly created fake documents to present himself as a top government figure. Investigators reportedly say he even operated dozens of bank accounts. Some of those accounts were allegedly opened under the names of fake government agencies. That detail shocked many Nigerians because opening accounts under government names should not be easy. It suggests either a major system failure or possible inside assistance. And this is where the story becomes even more dangerous politically. Because if a fake agency was able to operate and look official enough to fool people, what does that say about Nigeria's internal systems? That question is now at the center of public debate. And then came the reaction from Atiku Abubakar's camp. Demola Olarenwaju, one of Atiku's aides, wasted no time responding. And his statement was direct. He said the presidency's defense does not clear Gbajabiamila. In fact, he said it creates even more serious questions. According to him, there are only two possible explanations: negligence or collaboration. In simple terms, he argues that if Matthew managed to insert himself into sensitive government spaces without help, then someone failed badly. And if he had help, then it becomes something much bigger. Possibly corruption, possibly criminal conspiracy. That's a heavy political accusation. And it matters because Nigeria is entering a period where every political move is being watched. The road to 2027 has already started. Every scandal, every controversy, every mistake will be used as political ammunition. And opposition figures know it. That's why this story is already moving beyond a simple fraud case. It's now becoming a political battle. But politics aside, many Nigerians are focused on something else: the system. How does this happen? How can fake structures allegedly get so close to power? That question is important because ordinary Nigerians already struggle with trust in institutions. From fuel subsidy issues to inflation to unemployment to rising food prices, many people feel the government is already disconnected from daily reality. Now, this story adds another layer. Imagine hearing about billions of naira in an alleged fake appointment scandal while millions are struggling to survive. That naturally creates anger, and social media has been full of it. Some believe the presidency. They argue that fraudsters are getting smarter and more sophisticated. They say the government should not be blamed if someone forged documents and created fake structures. But others strongly disagree. They believe there is no way something this big happens without insiders. That's where public suspicion is strongest. Because for many Nigerians, the idea that a fake agency could function without detection sounds almost impossible. Lawyers have also entered the conversation. Human rights lawyer Festus Ogun criticized the situation, saying it reflects deeper governance issues. He warned that whether the allegations are true or false, the damage to public trust is already serious. And that's true, because in politics, perception matters almost as much as facts. Once public trust is shaken, it becomes harder to rebuild. And internationally, this story matters too. For Nigerians in the diaspora, especially in the UK, Canada, and the US, stories like this reinforce concerns about governance back home. Many in the diaspora send money to support family. Some invest in businesses. Others plan to return one day. But stories involving fraud, fake agencies, and political scandal can affect confidence. And beyond the diaspora, foreign investors are watching. Nigeria is Africa's largest economy, but investor confidence depends heavily on political stability and institutional trust. Scandals like this can make investors nervous because they raise concerns about transparency. And where trust is low, investment slows. That affects everyone: jobs, economic growth, currency stability, even international partnerships. So this story is much bigger than a political headline. It touches the economy, the justice system, and Nigeria's global image. But perhaps the biggest unanswered question remains: if the agency was fake, where did the paperwork come from? Who printed the documents? Who signed anything? Who verified anything? And how far did this operation go? Those are the questions investigators will now need to answer, because until they do, speculation will continue. And in Nigerian politics, speculation spreads fast, especially online. Some political analysts believe this could become one of the biggest scandals of the year if new evidence emerges. Others say it may quietly disappear if the courts dismiss the claims. But that depends on what happens next. Right now, the case is before the courts. That means more details may soon come out, and those details could either completely destroy the allegations or expose deeper issues inside government. Either outcome will be significant. If Matthew is proven to be a fraudster acting alone, it would raise urgent questions about how he got so far. But if evidence links him to insiders, then this could become a major crisis for Tinubu's administration. And that's why this story matters. Not because of gossip, but because it touches power, money, and accountability. Three things Nigerians care deeply about. As of now, the presidency is standing firmly behind Gbajabiamila. They insist he did nothing wrong, and they say the real issue is fraud, not bribery. But the public remains divided. And in politics, once doubt enters the room, it rarely leaves quietly. This story is far from over. Court hearings may reveal new evidence, political attacks will likely increase, and public attention is only growing. For now, Nigerians can only watch and wait. But one thing is clear: whether this ends in scandal or exoneration, it has already exposed deep concerns about how secure Nigeria's institutions really are. And in a country preparing for another election cycle, that conversation could shape everything. What do you think? Do you believe the presidency's explanation? Or do you think there's more to this story than we've been told? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more breaking Nigeria and Africa news clearly explained, Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next big story.